She needs to ditch all those mean girlfriends and find a guy if she really wants love.
During last night's live, it seemed to me that Mykelti and Tony actually agreed with viewers on something. They seemed very shocked by what Cody was saying about Mary's friends, and at one point, Mykelti mentioned how sometimes her dad says stuff that he shouldn't say. Hello, you guys. Welcome to Happily Ever Reality. My name is Brittany, and I like reality TV, for anyone who may just be finding this video. And for those of you who've been coming here for a while, I just realized that I've actually never mentioned my name. So there you have it. Now, we're doing another video about Season 19, Episode 18, because doggone it, I loved it. And you know what? Mykelti and Tony didn't seem to. They actually said at the end of their live that they hoped the next episode would be different. And I was like, are you kidding me? This is the first episode in a long time where I thought it was really interesting. I was happy that everyone seemed to be making some progress. They were dealing with things. I was excited for all the wives that are leaving Cody or have left Cody. It just felt like a good episode to me. And then Mykelti and Tony were like, we hope the next one's different. We don't want to hear about the property anymore. And from my perspective, we actually haven't heard that much about the property this season. It's been brought up, but not the way I thought it would have been. I really thought the property was going to end up being the star of the season because it's what they've got left between them. But honestly, I feel like they focused on a lot of other stuff. As you guys know, I like to watch Mykelti and Tony's live, and then I come over here and I make a video talking about the things that were really interesting to me. And one thing that I mention a lot is that I struggle with the timeline of this show. I don't know what year it is sometimes. I don't know if things are happening in order. I don't trust the order that they're appearing on the show. I just wish it was like a law. I don't know if that's what it should be called. I just wish there was some sort of regulation that reality TV shows had to have the dates on the show for the sake of the viewers and having a little bit of honesty. You know, if they had to put the dates on the show for when this stuff was filmed, even if it's scripted or even if everything they do was, planned out in some way, at least the dates would be honest. Anyway, back to Mykelti and Tony and their live. Mykelti mentions that the part of this last episode where they are moving the furniture out to the house in Moab happened last winter. So we are at the very least caught up to like this past year. So that would have possibly been the winter that would have ran from like 2023 to 2024, sometime in there. Mykelti mentioned it might have been February, so that would have been February 2024. That's impressive because I feel like during seasons 17 and 16, we were years in the past. So I am really happy to see that TLC has realized that they need to catch up. So a lot of this last episode, which again is season 19, episode 18, focuses on the property and finances. To no one's surprise, Mykelti doesn't really know that much for a fact. She was a kid when a lot of this stuff was done, or she was young, or starting her own life for young adulthood. She wasn't that involved in all of this stuff. She can only tell you what she sort of knows. And she brings up the fact that the family fund was something everyone was supposed to pay into, and then in the end it just sort of worked itself out because, Janelle or Mary or Christine might be putting in more money at one point, but then when they needed something, everyone would help them get it. It was supposed to be fair if you viewed everything as an investment into this family. So from Mykelti's perspective, no one was trying to take advantage of anyone else. There were no ulterior motives. It was really all of them investing into each other. And you know what? If you look back on it, they all seemed okay with doing it. Now, we know, as viewers of the show, that even though they were all putting money into that fund and they were all okay with it and the idea of it, really, it didn't always feel that way. We see it when Christine wants to go on vacation, when they need money for Isabel's surgery, when Mary wants the B&B, and as brought up in this episode, when Mary wants to have the wet bar in her house. We see over and over again that even though they're all contributing to it, When it really comes down to it, it has to be spent and divided up. It doesn't always feel fair. And no one is surprised by that, including Tony, who said during the live, money and polygamy are such a mess. So that is where the title of the video came from. It was Tony. Now, when it comes to dealing with the money and this property, Mykelti says keep it simple. She thinks the best solution is to sell it and divide the money up equally 4 ways. She knows that some people think it should only be divided up 3 ways, but she says her dad would never agree to that. So just divide it up 4 ways so that everyone can walk away and be done with it. Mykelti also commented on Cody and Robin selling their house in Flagstaff. She said she hopes some of the money from the sale will go back to the family members that paid into it. I know that probably means Janelle and Mary. I don't really know if it means Christine, but I figure Cody probably could pay some child support on Truly so he can take a chunk of that sale and give it to Christine. That is my perspective. I know that Cody seems to think paying child support is him getting screwed over, but I really feel like it's just him having to pay for his kids. And in reality, if he was being a good guy, and I know you guys tell me he's not going to, but if he wanted to do the right thing or start trying to do the right things, he could just take his portion of whatever he gets and give that to the wives or ex-wives and say, you know what? I know I didn't pay what I should have for the kids and the things they needed. Here you go. Here's me trying to make up for my wrongs. It probably wouldn't be enough, but it's a start, right? But I know you guys tell me he's not going to do that. You guys always tell me I'm giving him too much credit, and you're probably right. Another thing that was brought up was Strive with Janelle. Mykelti mentioned that business when she was watching the scene where Cody claims that they invested in a business for Janelle and now she's out there with all the profits from it. Mykelti says that she thought that it was done. Like it was done before Janelle left. That was no longer a business. But the web page and the Facebook page are still up. So they're still up and going. I will tell you my perspective, and you guys can let me know if you have any experience with it. I assumed at this point Strive with Janelle was just another way to sell Plexus. When you go over there, it does say you'll get a personalized consultation and you'll be set up with a fitness plan. But there's also a link to the Plexus products. So I assumed that consultation might have some sort of workout plan, but it was also going to be a list of things I could buy. I could be completely wrong. If you guys have ever done it, you can let me know down in the comments. It might have not started out that way, but that was just where I thought it was now. If I knew someone who had an MLM and they said, oh, I'll do a consultation with you, and it happened to be related to what they were selling, I'm going to try to get out of that. Like, there are a few MLMs that sell stuff I like. I really liked 31 bags. There was a time I thought they were great totes. That's one of the MLMs I liked. I didn't mind when someone told me they were having a 31 party. I might have not went to the party, but I'd look at the catalog. That's the MLM I used to buy from the most. There's some stuff out there that's great. You guys have told me the pink drink that Plexus has actually tastes really good. But if she told me she was going to do a health consultation and I know she sells Plexus, I'm assuming that's what it really is. But you guys are saying it's a separate business completely. I don't know. On the webpage, it does link to their products. But Mykelti thought it was completely done. It doesn't look like it's done to me. I will say the Facebook side of it isn't that active. But maybe there's just not that many people that come from Facebook. And they don't spend that much time on it. Again, I don't really know any of that for a fact, like what's going on with it or what she does. You guys can let me know if you have done it down in the comments. There's one more thing that I want to bring up before I end this video, and that is the fact that Mykelti and Tony were actually really fair, or at least I felt they were, during the live. When there are episodes that have a lot of Mary in it, it always seems like when you go over to watch the live they're doing and they're watching it, they're giving her a hard time. I didn't feel like that was the case when it came to her and money. They think she should get what she put into everything. They think the property money should be divided up fairly. There was not that feeling like they were trying to put her down. Even when Cody was insulting her friends and calling them mean girls and, ditch the itch, Mykelti and Tony did not agree with that. Mykelti said her dad shouldn't have said that. She also said Jen is awesome. Mykelti seems to like Jen, or at least she likes the friendship Mary and Jen have together. I thought that was really nice. I did not expect that. But that's it, you guys. This is just a short video about that live. You guys can let me know what you thought down in the comments, what you thought about the episode. If you haven't watched the recaps, they're out there. I'll put a link up on the screen here so you can go back and watch those for this past episode. If you've ever done a health consultation with Janelle, you guys, you got to let me know. I want to know how that was. But that's it. Go ahead and click like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope you'll come back to Happily Ever Reality.